Alright, the eight robot the eight mighty numbers have been subdued, and they're all fixed up. So now it's time to go and take on the robot factory, which I think might be a reference to Mega Man 7.
Why can't you go directly to the robot factory like in Canada?
Because they specifically just had a huge problem there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what the last cutscene was about.
So if you did nothing and waited, you could have just gone directly to the
Yeah, but
robot
we
factory.
wouldn't have
the
help.
other robots would have been wreaking
And also
havoc.
many places would have fallen under control of the mighty numbers, and things would have gone bad. Number 5 was specifically trying to get army robots to start a war.
Yeah, I was about to say, wasn't one of them like trying to set up nukes or something? But...
Yeah, so none of that, please. And let's not forget that number 8 was cutting up cars. There were people in there, surely.
Right. I wish I wanted to have a thing where I compared this to Mighty Funfold first, but they haven't played it in so long, so it's a bit of a shame.
I mean, considering how you talk its praises, it is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's good. Have you played it?
No, I still haven't, dude.
Yeah, it's good. I most likely already mentioned it.
How the heck did he get here?
Its whole gimmick. Yeah. That's very funny. Its whole gimmick is instead you can get the powers of people as the robot masters, but your powers are incredibly customizable in an insane way. So you can change the size, direction, the gravity of the bullets, if they explode on impact, if you fire 3 or 5, if they go at 40-degree angles.
That's reminding me of something, but I'm not sure what.
Yeah, you can give yourself as any number of dashes or double jumps. It's just that the more dashes and double jumps you give yourself, the less space you have to add stuff to your weapon. So it doesn't like, I mean, it is OP, but it's not completely overwhelming. And it doesn't really matter if it's OP because what's the word? Traversing the stage is only one aspect of the game. You have to defeat the enemies as well. So it doesn't make the game unfun. So yeah, it's a lot of
replay value
stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of replay value, and you have to beat it because when you beat a boss, you can get 1 of 3 items. So you have to go through the stage 3 times to get the 3 permanent items anyways. And since those items usually involve cool new weapon stuff, you want
so kind of like 20XX.
Basic, well, I'm assuming
20XX, you can when you beat a boss, you can either get the boss's power, I think extra pulse, which are special currency, or like a health upgrade.
Yeah, something like that. Where I think one's the boss's power, one's a different power, and one's just like some card for vanity purposes. I think it's been a while, but yeah, it's good.
Well, okay then. Hopefully,
and then
we do get to 20XX soon too in the future.
Yeah. Is 20XX on Wii Switch?
I don't know. I've never actually heard of it being on other stuff.
That sounds like, well, if an indie game is on any other console, it's Switch. But yeah, that sounds like a PC.
Man, I don't want to keep bringing up just like the whole Steam issue that I have, but it is really annoying. It is really annoying, and not only that, but well, I guess in between running stuff.
What Steam issue?
What do you mean, what Steam issue? The one I mention every time. Oh my gosh. The part about me having a whole bunch of games and not being able to play any of them. And
oh, that's just that's such a I didn't even I guess.
And also,
I'm thinking that's such a universal Steam issue. I thought you were talking.
Well, no, it's not that here. No, the universal Steam issue is getting so much and intentionally choosing to just stick to one or two or whatever. I don't have a choice because of how my computer is.
Right, you need to get more indie games.
Look, man, I already have like 700, and I'm not actually joking about that.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, which I keep forgetting about, and should just at this point put it.
You should play.
At this point, I should just put it on a post-it note next to the computer.
And I should comb through every single one of my emails and try to remember which email I joined itch.io with, so that I can find the link.
And then find another game to play only that, and annoy the hell out of me because of so.
There is a game where it seems like a randomized Zelda clone, but also the world there's a glitch theme, so the world kind of undoes itself while you're playing.
As long as it's not Pony Island.
Yeah, it's not that. There's a little extent to it, and it looked really fun, but I didn't get to play much because I lost my hard drive. So played a short hike, which was great. I played the spaceport game. Something about being a trash collector in a spaceport. And I didn't play it for very long. And the world, it looks fun, but I didn't play it for very long. And then there's that game I mentioned with the randomized procedural engineering. I was just looking for, because I like procedural engineering.
Why haven't you played, what's its name, The Binding of Isaac?
Oh, I mean, I need to look how it works, because even though I like procedurally generated games, that doesn't mean I like everyone. I like FTL. I can just jump into playing FTL and then lose, which is a part of the game, just not winning it. I like playing Terraria, of course, and I won't say anything further than that. I played a game on someone's computer. Strafe, and I'm terrible at it. And I'm glad that I didn't, well, I don't know if I'm glad that I didn't purchase it. I'd feel bad if I bought it, because it's so hard that I can't get far into it. So, but I still want to play it.
And then not play it even though you like it like Baba Is You.
Oh, right. I need to install that.
Yeah, you do. I honestly should.
Yeah.
If I could go back in time, amongst all the other things that I would do, I'd go back to the moment you played, moment you introduced yourself to Baba Is You, and like bring it. I'd come back, and then you'd just be like, oh, so what are the news from the future? Well, clearly the most important things to report is that you still haven't played Baba Is You. And it's just like, oh, well, that's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, it is. Anything else? Oh, no.
I would say, hey, what was I playing?
Yeah,
funny.
The answer would be even more.
Do you know what I've been playing?
Retrospect.
I've been playing a lot of Terraria.
Yeah, you have.
I'm back into the game again.
So,
and
just in fact, if anything,
it's really fun.
It would just be news of. I'd report news of 2020, and it was like, oh my god, that sounds awful. Wait, what games is playing? The same games. No!
That's funny. But honestly, this is the furthest, because I've beaten the game before in the old, before the new update. Why aren't you fast enough?
I'm trying to get to the hidden path and it's not working out because the moment I'm at the low part where just like the moment I get hit, oh there we go.
That's fantastic.
Just like the box is going to come down and crush me. It's like, oh, I know how to get past now. I'm ready for you, and I was not ready for him.
But that's I've beaten Terraria on normal before, but the furthest I've gotten in expert mode is probably Skeletron, which means nothing to you. The first, second, third boss. And so this is all new to me because I've passed pre-hard mode. Everything's harder now. The world's different, and I'm doing a bunch of stuff that I've never. It's a bit of a shame that I'm playing the new update and expert mode for the first time because that means I've never gotten to experience old expert mode in its entirety before, which I can still do, but it's a shame. But it's cool that I'm just thrown into so much new, but it's so hard, and I'm at a point, and it's just the first boss of expert mode, an optional baby boss, and I couldn't beat it.
Yeah, that sounds like you.
I beat it today, but it's hard. So, and I mean, I'm clearly terrible at the game because my armor is too good for it to be hard, but it's hard. So whatever.
Oh my gosh, it's like if I were to go.
I was about to say, let's see what this name is. And
well, you're too late.
I wish I even said
I
it.
wish you said that too. But I'm on the point where it just like, it'd be like if I played Cyber Sleuth, and despite having the second game ready to go, I'd be like, man, that game was so awesome, I'm gonna play it again.
I wouldn't quite say it's like that because I just consider those two things to be like the one game.
Would you?
Yeah, it's like if I were playing Mario Maker 1 and 2, I would just consider I'm playing Mario Maker. So you're just playing Cyber Sleuth. So I wouldn't. If the second game was there, I'd just go play the second game. It's like I'm trying to think of it, cause like I played. Well, the problem is I started with A2, but I played Final Fantasy Tactics A2, and then I just went back to play Advance, and that's just me playing Final Fantasy Tactics. So I wouldn't necessarily consider it like that.
Okay, then here's an idea. What if instead, for an example, I chose Blaze Blue, and despite there being other Blaze Blue games, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the arcade mode. And then 90 days later, I come back to you, I'd be like, man, that arcade mode is like so hard, man, I didn't make any progress whatsoever.
That's funny. That's funny. I was thinking more that it would be like you playing Cyber Sleuth, and then you got Prinny, and you want to play Prinny, and then you just continue playing
That
Cyber
sounds...
Sleuth.
Look, I love Cyber Sleuth, but that is blasphemy you're talking about.
Exactly. So, I waited probably... I waited months for a Steam sale to come so that I could install and play Fate. And I played a bunch of Fate. And today I wanted to play Fate, and I was going to open Fate, and I just decided to play Terraria. And I think it's because I'm making progress in Terraria, where suddenly, because I basically took a break, but now that I'm making forward movements, suddenly I'm interested in playing Terraria again. I'm thinking, this next boss is within my reach, I can just fight that boss today.
And
that's the problem.
This is exactly like that moment in Game Grumps where they were playing the Gundam Fighters thing and Dan kept picking Big Zam. And except not funny. It's actually depressing. I mean, for me specifically, in the end, you're having fun and that's what matters. But from my perspective, I'm very frustrated from all the other things I want you to experience and have discussion about later, and you're just not doing it.
I think that's the thing, that's the reason, two things. The reason I haven't installed Bye Bye is you, because I don't want to install a game and not play it. And it's the reason I try not to buy even games I want. I say I'm not going to buy this because I have a lot of games in my. Unfortunately, I have a lot of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-hour single player games that I am never going to get through, and that makes me never want to buy anything. Like after I played 40 hours. I played 40 hours of Just Cause 2, and I was probably 5% into the game.
Oh my gosh. Do you ever just look at your habits and wonder, maybe it's a problem with me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because there is a way to play through it more quickly. There is and especially with Terraria, it was surreal talking about people who, hey, I have all the Master Mode endgame trophies. I just line them up in my base, and I'm still in at the second boss, and they're talking about, hey, in this second playthrough I decided to be a summoner instead, and I'm still walking around, just fishing and digging and just chilling and playing very, very slowly. In the time I owned Terraria for years, I played through the game once. And then I made a new world and barely got into it. And that was probably 2 years of owning the game. And people can just go through, breeze through it in no time. The way I play Terraria, and maybe that's why I love it so much, because it can be played so slowly. I play it very, very, very slowly.
You know, it's no wonder I go insane talking to you people sometimes. Because there's you, and then there's your girlfriend, who loves cutting grass and doing nothing else but cutting grass, and then going to play that shell game, which she knows is very stupidly put later to try and get everything, but she does it anyway.
Here's the thing. I am nothing like her, and I'm not going to compare myself to her because she plays Skyrim. And that is a special breed of person, a special kind of person to play Skyrim. So it's not comparable at all. Skyrim people, they don't play. First of all, people who play Skyrim don't play Skyrim.
Of the character, not the actual completion
and especially
stuff.
when you're saying that kind of person, then that's, and especially since it's the same thing like buying games on Steam is different than playing games on Steam. There are Skyrim players where the game is installing mods. And so that I can't, that's even for me, actually not even for me, that's actually because I spent years just making Mario Maker mods. And then once I finished making the mod, I just made another one. So I can understand. You know, we're perfect.
Yeah, you are. I was just about to say, you jerks. Why do I have to be cursed with people who don't do anything?
I mean, we're doing things to us, clearly.
Between you two and other people who are just like, oh, that game, yeah, that looks interesting, I guess I'll check it out. Never checks it out. I'm just like, why even tell me that you're going to then, I wanted to have a discussion. I should mention
this is a cool boss concept.
I wanted to hear your thoughts and feelings on things. Why do you keep doing this to me?
Here, you know, at the very least, I feel I'm no longer this way in terms of I'm watching a lot of stuff now.
But you know what you are in terms of television, Mr. Oh, I can't spend a few minutes to watch the Cowboy Bebop movie, even though I love Cowboy Bebop. Oh, hey, is that a live action thing that came out somewhat recently that has 3 seasons? Oh boy.
Well, okay, first of all, I'm not watching 3 seasons of Star Trek Discovery. I'm watching the 3rd season, which is different.
I could strangle you. Continue.
But also, like, because you're right that I could and should watch the Cowboy Bebop movie, and for some reason I haven't. And then I'm into the 2nd season of The Great Pretender, which is amazing. Except for some reason, I just stopped watching that as well. Even though I love the show and I'm so engrossed into it, I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm gonna take a break now. And so I just did. What am I watching now?
No,
what
shut up. I don't want to hear any more. I can't take it. I actually can't take any more of this kind of talk. I'm having it just like, oh, God. It's just, oh, the part's over. Oh, thank the Lord. I don't have to contemplate the fact that I technically can't force you to do anything you don't want to and I shouldn't. But at the same time, this is so frustrating.